Here on New York's West Side, tonight it's a one-game showdown as New York and Los Angeles are tied after 6 games in their best-of-7 title series. Los Angeles hopes resting on a performance like that of Wednesday night in tying the series. New York hoping that Willis Reed will play and can be effective. At 6 p.m. New York time, the New York Knickerbocker captain took the floor for a preliminary warm-up. The first time he had shot the basketball since Monday when he was injured. He was watched carefully by Coach Red Holtzman, who in turn talked to ABC reporter Howard Cosell.
Red, with Willis Reed working out in the background, how long will he play, and what do you suspect his measure of efficiency will be?
Howard, that's very hard to say. We're going to watch him warm up now, then we'll watch him in the pregame warm-ups, and then we'll watch what he does at the beginning of the game. And, of course, that will determine what he does. Now, so far, the doctors told us that he can try to play. He's able to try to play without any future injury, any future problem. So he will play, but it will have to be based on what his efficiency is. If he can help us, then we'll let him play. Obviously, if he can't help us, there's no sense in him being out there because we would treat him just like any other player. But knowing Willis, I know he's going to give it a great shot, and I think we can expect some help from him.
Could you win without him? Execute a miracle such as Monday night passed?
Well, I have to be optimistic. I have to think that we could win without him. But I'd like to try to win with him if we can. Now, the Lakers are a very, very tough ball club with or without Willis. So in any case, it's going to be a tough job, even if he was at 100% capacity.
Fred, thank you very much. Good luck to you. Win or lose, you've had a superb season.
Thank you, Howard.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chris Schenkel, and my colleague on the NBA Game of the Week and in this playoff series, Jack Twyman. And Jack, 19,500 fans here in New York City have yet to see Willis Reed at this hour of the evening.
That is very critical. We heard Red Holtzman say he expected him to start. We just had an announcement from the press row that Willis has just received 200 cc of cortisone. Now, I've had cortisone myself, and I think we see Willis coming out.
There he comes right now. 6 feet 10 from Grambling. The captain of the Knicks, the most valuable player of the NBA. It's a standing ovation at the new Madison Square Garden. This is a 38 sellout crowd, and they have been reacting to their Knickerbockers the same way all season long. And he has hit 2 in a row, and they are beside themselves. At the opposite end, the Los Angeles Lakers are hitting them too. So in this one-game season, Jack Twyman, I know the fans will enjoy our coverage from the Garden in New York, and this crowd is awfully loud. Will that help the Knickerbockers?
Well, if ever there was a key, it's Willis Reed, and the fans in the background are cheering every shot he makes. It is questionable, Chris, and as I was saying, the longer he was in there, the more difficult it became. There we look at Reed warming up. The longer he was in there being worked on, the more difficult it's going to be for him to start fresh. That leg has to be warmed up. He's been in the dressing room, and you saw him come out on the floor. So they're going to have to get that leg warmed up, and how effective he will be remains to be seen.
Jack, the other night at the Forum in Los Angeles, he watched the whole game, street clothes, and he saw an awesome performance by Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, I think in that particular game, we saw how important Willis Reed was to the New York Knickerbockers. The fact that Willis, with his tremendous strength, I think is one of the few players in the league that can keep Chamberlain off the board. And you saw how much the Knickerbockers missed Willis in that last ball game. But there are other key players in this series. The great game that Wilt Chamberlain played the other night, 45 points, 27 rebounds. Reed at 100% efficiency. If Chamberlain plays the way he played on Wednesday night's game, it's going to be tough to beat this Los Angeles ball club.
Jack, I'd like to say, along with all the fans, that I think Jerry West is a superstar. Walt Frazier is a great team leader on offense for the Knicks.
Look at the way Garrett started out the ball game the other night. He got the Lakers flying right at the first quarter, shot them to a 20-point lead at the end of the first quarter. So he has to be guarded a little more closely.
Well, we hope you're comfortable wherever you are, because there have been 6 games played in this championship series. The Lakers were on the verge of elimination and then won 7 straight against Phoenix and Atlanta to get into this series against New York. And they don't want to be eliminated tonight as we look at the back of Jerry West, number 44, a great star of the Los Angeles Lakers.
And West is resting. You know, we've been out here. The Lakers came out about 15 after 7, anticipating a normal 7:30 starting time. So West has been warming up a long time, and he's conserving that energy.
We'll return to Madison Square Garden in New York for player introductions in just one moment. Willis Reed still moving around in a walk, not a run or a jog or a trot, Jack.
As we announced, Chris, he was shot with 200 cc of cortisone. Now, what Willis is doing right now is trying to get that cortisone circulating through that injured muscle. It acts as kind of a numbing agent, but it also helps the blood move around. I've had a few myself, and it takes a long time to get it circulating. And it was announced that he was just a few minutes ago, before we saw him come out on the floor, shot with the cortisone. So what Willis is doing now, you notice he's not doing anything dramatic. He just wants to get that stuff blowing around in there and get himself warmed up.
Well, neither team needs much additional motivation tonight, because in addition to the title, at stake is $48,000, which will be added to the previous playoff money and the season money, and it's a sizable chunk that can be split up. And there's Reed now, loping toward the Knickerbocker bench, which is to our left, and tonight the Knicks will be in white with their blue and orange trim, but it'll be the forum blue and yellow of the Los Angeles Lakers. Players like Elgin Baylor, who have been in 7 championship series, yet to win a title. Jerry West has been involved in 6. Will Chamberlain has tasted championship when he was with the Philadelphia 76ers in 1967, so he does know what it's like. But he is one of the most frustrated of the Lakers, because Jack Kent Cooke, the owner, got together 3 superstars in hopes of winning a title for the sports fans in the Los Angeles, California area, and believe me, they are terrific fans. Here in New York, except for the New York Mets and the New York Football Giants when they won in 1956, they have really come to life, and you'll hear what I mean tonight. In the background, you hear John Condon introducing Elgin Baylor.
Keith Erickson.
Here's Keith Erickson. He's done a terrific job guarding Bill Bradley in this series.
Will Chamberlain.
Guards, number 20, Dick Garrett.
And here is Garrett moving out slowly, getting a round of applause from his teammate Chamberlain. And here's Jerry West. And the partial crowd gives Jerry a big hand, and they certainly should. Now the New York Knickerbockers.
And now here they are, the New York Knickerbockers. At the forwards, number 22, Dave DeBusschere.
And now the audience stands and applauds Dave DeBusschere.
Number 24, Bill Bradley.
Now hear this.
Center, number 19, Captain Willis Reed.
That's still for Willis Reed. That's the type of applause that has been reserved for boxers like Sugar Ray Robinson in the Old Garden, Tony Zale and Rocky Graziano, and a host of other great fighters. So there are the Knickerbockers, the Knicks coached by Red Holtzman, Coach of the Year, and a first-year coach, Joe Mulaney, a great one from the Lakers. Now let's look at the matchup of tonight's one-game championship game.
There you see the key matchup, of course, is Will Chamberlain and Willis Reed. But Walt Frazier is going to have to play Dick Garrett a little more closely than he did in the last game, because it was Garrett who jumped the Lakers out to a fast lead, and they're going to have to pay a little bit more attention to Garrett. Barnett has been doing a great job on West, as has Keith Erickson on Bill Bradley. Dave DeBusschere and Elgin Baylor renewing their head-on-head battle.
The home-and-home series in the first 6 games split. Los Angeles won at home just Wednesday night, and on Monday night, the Knickerbockers won here. Neither team has won 2 in a row. As we look at the New York Knickerbockers in white, there is Willis Reed, number 9. The official is Richie Powers. Mendy Rudolph, the other official, and in reserve, referee Don Murphy. Mendy Rudolph and Richie Powers, who have covered this series the last 3 games, will now get ready to move into the center circle along with Reed on the left, number 19, Chamberlain, the handshake, the sweat man around his brow. Richie Powers throws it up. Chamberlain gets control. Willis Reed did not try to get off the floor. Now it's Garrett who has the ball for Los Angeles, number 20. Number 22 is Elgin Baylor. Guarded by DeBusschere, and Baylor's shot is short. It's taken by Bill Bradley, then a fast break to Walt Frazier. Frazier then slows it down, is picked up by Jerry West at the top of the post. Reed, good! Willis Reed scores the first bucket here tonight, and New York leads.
And Reed has scored that bucket, but he's not running. He's going to take his time to warm that leg up.
And there you see him getting help from Bill Bradley. As the ball was tossed in West to Chamberlain, Bradley commits the foul, and Chamberlain will go to the line. The man who scored 45 points on Wednesday night to lead the Lakers to victory. Standing about 3 feet away from the foul line. Off it comes. Chamberlain fakes a pass. Gives quickly to Garrett. Garrett on a fadeaway jumper. No good. Chamberlain gets the ball. Up and good. So the score is tied. The 2 centers have made the first 2 baskets.
And Reed wasn't even down there to contest Chamberlain. As we see the ball intercepted from Bradley by Garrett, but there you see Willis Reed. He did not even come down to try and get the rebound. So Reed is really taking his time getting that leg loosened up. He better not take too much time, Chris.
Now he moves his right leg up and down, and I notice, Jack, that as he stops, he puts the weight on his left foot, as we will have Bill Bradley at the line, having been fouled by number 20, Garrett of Los Angeles. Dick Garrett of Southern Illinois from Princeton University. Bill Bradley. And the Knicks lead, 3-2. We have 11 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And Elgin Baylor has come back to help bring that ball up court. Across the divisional line, gets a screen from Jerry West. Erickson is on the opposite side as Chamberlain has the ball working on Reed now. He's probably trying to be mobile to make Reed move around. Instead passes it out to Baylor, closely guarded by DeBusschere. Baylor. And we have a foul called on Elgin Baylor.
And the Lakers, as they were Monday night in that upset win by New York, are standing around trying to get the ball into Chamberlain so he can try Willis Reed.
And Reed now is outside. There's his second shot. He is 2 for 2. Willis Reed. Look at him limp to the opposite end of the court, trying to stay with Chamberlain. And let's see if the Los Angeles Rams will really take advantage of it. They throw it into Chamberlain. It's 5-2 New York. Chamberlain comes around. It's up. And on the play is fouled by Willis Reed, who was very quick. Willis headed toward the opposite end of the court as though he thought he would shoot it. Now he comes over to the Knickerbocker bench. Coach Red Holtzman has shouted something to him. Willis is just going to the opposite end now, getting set up for defense.
As we look at Will Chamberlain, the Lakers got themselves in trouble Monday night when they stopped everything as he misses that free throw and tried to concentrate on getting it in. They left their game plan, and that's what got them in trouble Monday evening.
Chamberlain now has missed 3 as we have Bill Bradley driving. Giving over in the corner to Reed. There's DeBusschere. Now we have Walt Frazier faking Erickson. And Erickson, with the crowd moaning, will foul him on the play. Let's watch again.
There's Walt Frazier brilliantly faking Keith Erickson. Erickson contacts him right there. There's the foul. Walt Frazier on the line.
Erickson's first foul. Here's Walt Frazier. And New York now leads by 4 points with 10 minutes and 10 seconds first quarter. So it's 7-2. And the press for the Knickerbockers. This is rookie Garrett. And look at Walt Frazier trying to steal it. Keith Erickson in the far corner, guarded by Bill Bradley. Erickson moving in toward the bucket. The rebound comes off to Frazier. Frazier loops one over to DeBusschere. DeBusschere at the top of the key. Beautiful shot, and the Knicks take a 7-point lead, and the Lakers call for a timeout. there's a timeout here at Madison Square Garden in New York City with the score, Knickerbockers 9, Lakers 2.
You're watching the Lakers.
Willis Reed, number 19, coming out on the floor with the other 4 Knickerbockers as New York leads 9-2.
And as we look at Reed, he is limping, but what a lift he has given this New York ball club. That, Chris, and along with this tremendous crowd. This crowd can really inspire a ball club, and they've intimidated the Lakers and given tremendous inspiration to the Knickerbockers.
And now the ball goes from West to Chamberlain. Chamberlain looks for Erickson. Erickson comes over to Baylor with the ball. Baylor in the foul circle, bounces one back to Erickson. The pressing defense of the Knicks. And Chamberlain couldn't make it, so Erickson battles for the rebound. On the far side, it goes to Baylor, and Baylor's shot is good. New York from the field is 3 for 3. Frazier did shoot, missed. He was fouled, so that shot does not count. They are 3 for 3 from the foul line. As we look now at Dick Barnett, number 12. Frazier, number 10. On the far side, 22 to Busher. The top of the key, Bill Bradley, number 24. They are 4 for 4 from the field. 11 to 4. They lead. 8 minutes, 55 seconds to go. First quarter at Madison Square Garden. Erickson bringing the ball in. Picked up by Bradley, whose hands keep moving. Look at that defense. It is really tough.
And it's bothering the Lakers because on Wednesday night there, they forced them into a walking play. So the Knickerbockers, with that tight defense, caused a turnover, and the Lakers turned the ball over again. The tight pressing defense is working.
There's Walt Frazier, number 10. Under the basket. Barnett has it knocked away. Good work by the Lakers. Number 22, Baylor, gives over to Erickson. Reed goes down slowly, and Jerry West shot right over him. Reed could not get up and try to knock down the ball. Now it's 11 to 6. 8:23 to go, first quarter, as Walt Frazier brings it in. He's guarded by Garrett, as you see, number 20. And he is fouled. Garrett now has 2 personals. Richie Powers indicating the foul, number 20, as we see West, number 44. And Frazier is at the line for New York. Meanwhile, Reed goes to the opposite end, along with Keith Erickson. Leaving Chamberlain at the defensive board, along with Baylor. Frazier is 4 for 4 from the foul line as they take a 7-point lead. We look at Elgin Baylor, number 22, guarded by 22 in white, DeBuscher. And listen to that intimidating crowd. Jerry West, guarded by Barnett. And the ball comes off to DeBuscher. Barnett moving quickly. And there you saw Dave DeBuscher's second field goal, and a most unusual one for him. It's 15 to 6. Garrett, number 20. In it goes to Chamberlain.
And you see Walt Frazier is very aware as Wilt loses the ball, Willis Reed gets it. But Walt Frazier is guarding Dick Garrett much closer than he was Wednesday evening.
Like a bunch of gnats swarming the Knick defense. Now they're having a little trouble hanging on to the ball. Reed loses it. Chamberlain pressuring him. And there he goes. West's shot is rebounded by Chamberlain. Walt Frazier was with Jerry West defensively. So we have a 15-8 ball game at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. Reed at the foul line. Gives off to Bradley. Bradley moving sprightly here tonight, more so than Wednesday night.
And you notice Wilt Chamberlain has to come out on Willis Reed, and it opens up the inside as Bill Bradley drove through. So Willis, just in the lineup, is forcing Chamberlain to come out from underneath.
Elgin Baylor now gets another field goal, number 22. So it's 17 to 10. About 6.5 minutes remaining. New York from the field, 6 for 6. Bradley to Barnett. Chamberlain coming off with the ball, and Reed. Let's see if it was loose ball or a loose ball foul on Willis Reed, and that is his second foul of the evening.
Of course, a loose ball foul was called because Chamberlain did not have possession of the ball.
Jerry West trying to break up DeBuscher's drive, passing off to Frazier. Barnett. Rebound comes off to Quick Frazier. 19-10. Garrett now trying to move the Lakers quickly into the attacking zone. Chamberlain gets into his position as Garrett comes around in the lane. 2 points for Garrett. 19-12. The far side, it's Bill Bradley, number 24, guarded by Erickson. And DeBuscher's shot up and in. And DeBuscher has a hot hand for New York. Acquired a year ago, and he has made a big difference in the New York entry of the NBA. Jerry West, number 44. Barnett guarding him. Erickson battling for the rebound. Good job. Tenacious. Keith Erickson, number 24 in blue. It's 21-14 now. 5-minute mark. First quarter. Walt Frazier. Garrett trying to steal the ball. Basket counts. And it'll be Frazier going to the line. And the foul is called on Garrett, who now has 3.
And as we see Walt Frazier at the line, we see the Knickerbockers going to Frazier more. That's doing 2 things. It's organizing the Knickerbocker attack, but it's also keeping Garrett very occupied, not allowing him to roam around as he did on Wednesday, as we see Frazier make it.
Okay, Jack. Frazier now with 9 points. It's 24-14, the largest lead of 10. 4:54. First quarter. This is Jerry West driving on Barnett. Trying to get close to get that ball in the hoop. Good bank shot by the great star. 24-16. West now has 4 points for Los Angeles. Barnett to DeBuscher, number 22. Now Bradley and Reed. Chamberlain gets that rebound, his 6th of the night. That's Barnett trying to get in on Jerry West. Reed waits for Chamberlain. Now goes deep with him as West drives. Fakes Barnett out of position. Tough break on the goal, and Reed gets the rebound. And Reed now trying to hustle to the opposite end. Sets up a pick. Frazier goes the opposite way, and Frazier has 11. 26-16, 3:50 left in the first quarter. Erickson, or rather Jerry West. Around the Baylor screen. Now into Wilt Chamberlain. And Walt Frazier in good position, rebounds for New York. It's his 4th of the evening. DeBuscher's shot is rebounded by Bradley, who gives to Barnett. Their swarming attack, the Knickerbockers.
You saw the Lakers go to Chamberlain, keeping in mind that Willis Reed has 2 personals, so the Lakers would like nothing better than to see Reed get his 3rd or 4th personal foul.
Baylor moving on the top of the key. Whistle blows. Richie Powers. Spots I hold
Dave DeBuscher, Chris.
Right,
22
number 12.
guarding Elgin Baylor. In that pick there, he fouled Jerry West.
So it'll be West going to the foul line, number 44. And for DeBuscher, he has 1 foul. West from the field is 2 of 6. He has 7 points now for the Lakers as Dick Barnett, number 12. Barnett outside to Frazier. Loops one over to DeBuscher. Bradley in the same area as they fled the zone with Reed joining them. Now it's Bradley. Rebound comes off to Garrett, number 20. Quickly over to Erickson. Reed on this move to the opposite end seemed to go a bit faster and went less. Chamberlain has the ball, double team. And here's Frazier. Frazier quickly to Bill Bradley.
But Chris, Reed is down. He twisted something on that last play at the other end, and he's having trouble with that leg. Red Holzman wants a timeout. It appears that Reed twisted that leg on that last exchange.
Jerry West.
He can't move at all. Look at Willis Reed.
Right. 7 points now for Jerry West here at the Garden. Reed limping to the bench. And with 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter of this NBA championship game, the score is New York 30, Los Angeles 19.
Play, Chris, just before the timeout. Chamberlain with the ball. You notice Reed laying off. He has 2 personal fouls. But Chamberlain makes the play. And Reed jumps away and turns right here. And it appears that going up on this play and coming down right here. Look at him wince. Right there it appears is where he twisted it.
There he is. He's back out on the court at the opposite end. And if the Lakers can keep him going to his right, that puts pressure on the injured hip. So here now is Bill Bradley of the New York Knickerbockers at the top of the key. Chamberlain comes off for the rebound. He now has 7 for the Lakers. 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
I'll tell you, Chris, regardless of how this game comes out, we're seeing a tremendous display of courage on the part of Reed. He is really dragging that leg as he runs down the floor.
And Chamberlain, as Bradley came by, knocked the ball away. Good retrieve as Erickson shoots. Keith Erickson, and here are the Knicks in a fast break. 2-on-2, knocked away by Erickson, away from Bradley, and Jerry West picks it up. Goes into the top of the key at the foul line. Chamberlain trying to rebound, and it's a foul on Chamberlain. That's Chamberlain's first. There he is, Will Chamberlain, with an offensive. Well, let's see. It's DeBusschere going to the opposite end now to shoot the foul.
That's a penalty situation is why we're shooting this right here. Normally, the Knickerbockers would take the ball out of bounds, but in a penalty situation, you shoot everything.
The Knicks are shooting 67% from the field, 45% for the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Knicks at the foul line are red hot. In fact, they have not missed a foul shot thus far tonight. With 1:25 left in the first quarter, it's 32-21. In it comes to Chamberlain. Reed guarding him. And Wilt gets it. 32-23. 1:14 left first quarter. Walt Frazier. 34-23. And unlike Wednesday night in Los Angeles, Frazier is shooting the ball. Jerry West losing it to Frazier. The 5th turnover. And Frazier is there. Back under the basket. Bradley and DeBusschere are there. And DeBusschere puts it in. 36-23. 41 seconds. First quarter. Jerry West.
The key in this quarter is Frazier. He has, as West drives through there, fouls on Dick Barnett. But the Knickerbockers have departed from their previous strategy of not allowing Frazier to shoot. He's shooting, he's going for the basket, he's looking at the basket, and they didn't do that up until this game in the playoffs. So they're allowing Walt Frazier to take charge, and it's been very effective.
He's averaging 14.5 points, Walt Frazier. Jerry West averaging 31.8 in the first 6 games. West now has 8 points. And that's DeBusschere rebounding, releasing it to Bradley. Bradley then gives to Frazier, guarded by Garrett. Frazier shoots. And the strategy works once more for the Knicks with 25 seconds first quarter. 15 points for Frazier, 38-24. The largest lead of the night for the Knicks.
And you know that press is working when the forwards come out to break it, Baylor and Erickson.
Chamberlain now. Good rebound by DeBusschere, long to Bradley. And time expired in the initial period. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll return to the second quarter of this NBA championship game, live and in color from Madison Square Garden in New York in just one moment. The score, New York 38, Los Angeles 24. We're ready now for the second quarter as we look at the Knickerbocker bench.
And as we look at that Knickerbocker bench, look at Walt Frazier. He's down on the end. He's 5 of 5 from the floor. He's 5 of 5 from the line. He has 4 assists, and he has taken charge here. What a great first quarter. And as equally important, he's keeping Garrett. There you see the statistics. He's keeping Garrett very busy, and Garrett has not been allowed to go free like he did in Wednesday night's game and get those open shots. So Walt Frazier is certainly the star of this first quarter.
Here we go with the second quarter, and we have two substitutions, number 6 Reardon for Barnett, and Hairston, number 52 Los Angeles for Elgin Baylor. This is Jerry West driving around to Reardon, and Reardon fouls Jerry on the play. Reardon's first foul, the very first bit of action. And for those of you that are watching NBA basketball and this series for the first time, bringing you up to date as Jerry shoots, it's been a close 6-game series. One ended in double overtime, one ended in single overtime. One game was decided by 1 point, 2 were decided by 2, and one was decided by 4 points. So, except for the game on Wednesday night, they have been close. Right now, the Knicks are out in front by 13. They have the ball. Willis Reed holding it. And Dave DeBusschere is another shooting star. He has 12 points. He and Frazier have a total tonight of 27 of the 40 for New York. As Jerry West tries to get close, he gives outside to Hairston. Hairston back to West. West trying to get away from Reardon. Gives to Chamberlain, but it's stolen away by Frazier. Frazier, number 10. And Bill Bradley gets the bucket. Frazier the assist. It's 42-25, a 17-point lead. And a lot has to be said for the Knicks defense as Garrett goes up. And there's Walt Frazier in disbelief. He must have hooked him as he came by. And this is as Reed comes over to cheer him up. Here's a fantastic statistic. New York shooting from the field 72%.
And Joe Mulaney is up off the bench encouraging his team to settle down. They're being tremendously intimidated by this New York press, and they're departing entirely from their game plan. So Mulaney very anxious to quiet his team down and settle them down.
Garrett has 3 points for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now 4. Making it 42-27 with 10:53 left in the first half. And Frazier again controls the ball, the quarterback of the attack. And coming off the rebound is Will Chamberlain. Erickson was there just in case. He's dribbling the ball. West has it now. Garrett has it. He's guarded by Frazier. Back it goes outside to Erickson. Now Hairston loops one to Chamberlain. Reed trying to work on him. And Chamberlain having trouble hitting. And Reed goes off the floor and gets the rebound, his second.
And you notice where Chamberlain has taken that shot from, about 5 feet further out than the other night. So Reed's strength is showing its effect. He's forcing him outside a little further.
Good save under the bucket by DeBusschere, who gives to Reardon. Reardon to Bradley. Good! With timeout here in the second quarter, the score, New York 44, Los Angeles 27. Live and in color from Madison Square Garden in New York, and what often is a very blasé crowd at sporting events or the theater in New York City, this is a rabid crowd cheering on their team, the Knickerbockers, as the Lakers have the ball and they trail by 17. Jerry West guarded by Reardon, who was the first New York substitute. Hap Hairston was the first for the Lakers as Garrett gets the ball from 25. No good. DeBusschere rebounds. Quickly to Reardon. Reardon to Frazier. Garrett gets the rebound for the Lakers. Stolen. Bad pass by Garrett. Too long. DeBusschere, a bounce pass to Reardon. It's good. Firehouse basketball by the Knickerbockers. 46-27. Coming up to the 9-minute mark of the first half. As we look at Hap Hairston. Looping one to Chamberlain. And to Erickson. So there you had the Lakers on the move a bit more. And Erickson was open. 46-29. Frazier and Reardon in the backcourt. We have Bradley, number 24, and DeBusschere in the corners. Reed remains at center on a high post, gives to Reardon. Now to Bradley. West with the rebound. Good long pass to Garrett. Garrett guarded by DeBusschere on a switch. Chamberlain couldn't get it. And Bradley drives toward the top of the key in the corner to Reardon. Reardon, good! 48-29 and 18. 8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Erickson down to Hairston. Johnny Egan getting ready to come into the lineup for Los Angeles. Knocking it away is Frazier, controlled by Reardon. Reardon back to Frazier, number 10. Back to Reardon, to DeBusschere. Good fake on West. And Chamberlain gets it off the defensive board. Jerry West. Bradley picks him up. West finds the range, making it 48-31. West now with 11 points. Slowing down the pace, and it's been terrific, is Frazier. Dave Stallworth waiting to come in for the Knickerbockers. Frazier. West with the rebound for the Lakers. Now they begin to move, but the quick hands of Frazier done it again. A 19-point lead, thanks to number 10, Walt Frazier, Dave DeBusschere, and the swarming offense of New York.
And as we listen to that crowd, you can't say enough the way that crowd has picked up this New York ball club. They have inspired this ball club. We saw them here on ABC on Wednesday evening. They're a totally different ball club here tonight, and you have to give a great deal of the credit to this great crowd here in New York.
The foul was on Jerry West, and Frazier is good at the foul line. He has yet to miss from there tonight. 51-31, a 20-point lead. The Lakers had a 20-point lead on Wednesday night. Well, there's a violation across the divisional line, and it's the 9th Laker turnover. The pressure by Reardon caused that to happen. Stallworth is in the lineup now for DeBusschere. Egan is in the lineup for the Lakers, and Barnett has come in for Frazier. All right, now we have Erickson coming across the divisional line, picked up by Bill Bradley. Egan is on the opposite side of the court as Chamberlain gets the ball. His double team puts it in nonetheless.
Chris, we said earlier that Willis had received 200 cc. It was reported to us that he had received 200. As it turns out, it was 2 cc of cortisone. 200 would be a little strong. He's big and strong, but not that strong.
Well, the circus is in town here at Madison Square Garden, Jack. Perhaps one of the elephants below us here, about 5 stories, could take it. And we're up here with the trapeze artists. We're a city block and 5 stories away from the playing court. Willis Reed now quickly giving to number 9, Stallworth, in the lineup for the first time tonight. As we indicated, Barnett is back in, giving Frazier his first rest. There he is, number 12. Chamberlain comes out to guard Barnett on a switch. And the hook shot. And a Tennessee State star.
And there's another benefit of having Reed in that lineup. You saw that set he put on Barnett, and Wilt Chamberlain had the switch. That was not occurring on Wednesday evening.
Cassie Russell getting ready to come in as the ball goes to Chamberlain. Chamberlain pushed by Reed, and a bad pass is taken by Barnett. It's 3-on-2, but Mendy Rudolph blows his whistle, and a foul is called, a holding foul. Now it's Cassie Russell, number 33, replacing Bradley, number 24. And going to the foul line. There you see the Knickerbocker bench. It's Barnett at the foul line. West committed the foul. Barnett has 4 points tonight. Formerly with the Los Angeles Lakers, he's a veteran of playoff competition. And now we have the biggest lead. (56-33). 6 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the first half. Egan. Hairston. Short, hit the net. Almost looked as though it went through. So that's Stallworth giving it over to Barnett. Barnett guarded by Hairston. Around he comes. (59-35). 5:14 to go in the first half. Chamberlain back to Tresvant. And the Knicks, Mike Reardon with the rebound. Barnett. That was Reed with the rebound, giving over to Cassie Russell. The ball still loose. Stallworth saves it for New York. Gives to Reed. Stolen away. There goes Hairston. The Lakers are really having tough luck on many of their shots, Jack. They rim it and almost come back out.
Well, that New York press is drawing out the forwards, and they're taking those shots about 10 feet further out than they normally would, and as a result, they're not taking as good a percentage shot.
Chamberlain comes off with the ball for the Lakers. 4:25 left in the first half. A 22-point lead by New York. Egan directing the attack. From Tresvant to Chamberlain to Egan. Tresvant rebounding. The ball knocked away. Egan has it for a while, and he's joined by Cassie Russell. A jump ball, and Red Holtzman wants the Knicks to call time. Russell 33, Egan 21, Chamberlain 13, Barnett 12, Hairston 52, and what a pace. Timeout, Madison Square Garden, as the Knickerbockers lead the Los Angeles Lakers 59-37. The New York Knickerbockers leading by 27 points. You see the difference in accuracy from the field. 56 for New York, and only 36 for the Lakers, who have the ball now, and it's controlled by Jerry West with 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Gets it over, high pass to Erickson. Erickson to Baylor. Baylor double teamed, and again they steal it. And Walt Frazier has 23 points. 67-38. Erickson. That was Stallworth going up with Erickson. Also Cassie Russell. Stallworth gets the foul. That's his second personal. In the foul department, we have Reed with 3, Barnett with 2, Stallworth with 2, while the Lakers, West 2, Garrett 3.
One more.
Erickson of UCLA. There you see the score, 67-40 with 40 seconds to go. First half. Hairston guarding Frazier. Russell and Frazier exchange passes. Now Bowman joins them. And adds to the outside accuracy of New York. 69-40 with 20 seconds left. Chamberlain gets it. Double team. Long pass. Saved by Baylor. And then Erickson loses it and saving at the line as the ball went to Cassie Russell.
He didn't quite get it.
Right.
Laker ball out of bounds. Cassie must have stepped on the line, ruled by Mendy Rudolph.
So it'll be Erickson under the Los Angeles basket to the far side, inbounding it. Time running out. Erickson just heaved it up, and Chamberlain put it in. And there's the buzzer. And now the red-hot Knickerbockers head for the dressing room, and the cold shooting, frustrated Los Angeles Lakers come to. There you see Chamberlain, Erickson, now Frazier, Mel Counts with his warm-up jacket on, along with Willie McCarter. There's Bill Hoskett, Mike Reardon, and John Warren. So we have the end of the second quarter. We'll be returning with halftime activities and interviews in just a moment. The halftime score is New York 69, Los Angeles 42.
We're looking at Bob Lanier, the first draft choice in the NBA this year, formerly of St. Bonaventure, now with the Detroit Pistons. Bob, the big question is, how did the knee respond to the surgery?
Doctor said to turn out all right. By the end of August, I should be able to run again, and by the time season starts, it should be fairly stable enough to go through a good season, I hope.
Bob, you're a close friend of Willis Reed, and I'm sure he has influenced your play a great deal. Is that right?
Definitely. I went to his camp last summer, this past summer, and he's a tough man.
Did you talk to him before the game?
No, I didn't get a chance. I just got here about a half an hour ago.
What is in your mind as you anticipate your first year in the NBA?
It's a big challenge.
What's your biggest challenge?
Reed, Chamberlain, guys like that, trying to convert over from college ball to professional ball.
Fine, Bob. Good luck to you. We're all going to be watching you.
Here at Madison Square Garden, as we wait the start of the second half, here are the turnovers, a big story. The Lakers 14, the Knicks 6. And several of those turnovers coming on the part of the quick hands of the double teaming of the Knicks guards who share in the gambling defense of New York.
And as we looked at that statistic, we were just advised from the Knickerbocker locker room, Chris, that Willis Reed at halftime received 2 more cc of cortisone. So apparently that leg stiffened up when he came out of the game, and he has received another injection at halftime and should be ready to go in the second half here.
Willis Reed in the Knickerbocker lineup, and a fellow named Frazier, number 10, who's had a phenomenal night. Walt Frazier, who has been just extremely accurate from the field and from the foul line, and of course leads both teams. You see him there on the far side. He is 8 of 11 from the field, 7 of 7 from the foul line, but he also has a total of 9 assists.
And as we look at that New York huddle, you'll notice that Reed is not out yet. He's still being administered to in the locker room, so apparently the Knickerbockers are going to start the second half unless he makes a quick appearance. There's the comparison between Wilt and Willis, and that does not certainly tell the story. Wilt has been great, 11 points, 12 rebounds, but the 12 rebounds would indicate what's the point that we made, that the strength of Willis Reed has kept Wilt away from that board and has not allowed him to operate as freely as we saw him operate on Wednesday evening.
Our friends at ABC News would like to remind you that at 10 Eastern Time, they will carry live the press conference of President Richard Nixon. And now we have Nate Bowman starting at center on the right. And we have Chamberlain on the left. And we're looking for Willis Reed. They go with Barnett, Frazier, and Bradley, and DeBuscher, while Los Angeles goes with Erickson and Garrett, Chamberlain, West.
And the cheer you hear is for Willis Reed coming out of the locker room. There he comes across the court to join his teammate. He is going to start.
Well, we have dramatics here tonight for the New York Knickerbocker fans, and Los Angeles controls the center jump. The ball goes from Erickson to West. And West, who was hitting on only 37% of his shots from the field, 1 for 1 here in the second half. He has 15 points in the game, and here's Frazier, guarded by West. Moving around, Wilt Chamberlain, passing off to Barnett. And the ball comes off to Jerry West. Erickson moving along the far side. Here's Elgin Baylor to Erickson. What an assist. But Erickson is fouled in the act of shooting. That'll be 2. West to Baylor to Erickson. Walt Frazier now has 2 personals. So Keith Erickson is at the line for Los Angeles. You just joined us. Los Angeles scored the first field goal of the second half. Score is 69-44 after 31 seconds of play. 69-45. The Knicks have the ball. DeBuscher inbounding it to Barnett. Barnett to Frazier, number 10. Double team put on by the Lakers. Now it's off as Bradley is open. Rebound comes off to Elgin Baylor. Baylor to West. West across the divisional line. And shoots. DeBusschere off the defensive board for the Knickerbockers, and he brings it up, then passes across to Frazier. Frazier back to Bradley. The Knicks have yet to find the rage. Chamberlain batted it away, but into the hands of Barnett. Reed coming to the far side, setting up a pick. That's Barnett around Chamberlain. Back outside to Bradley. Good.
We see a defensive adjustment on the part of the Lakers. Jerry West is now covering Walt Frazier, so perhaps West will try and cool Frazier off in this second half.
Erickson's shot is rebounded by Chamberlain, who gives to Baylor. Still no good, and Frazier comes off with his 7th rebound, and it went off his foot, and the ball belongs to Garrett, number 20 of Los Angeles. And it's stolen by Dave DeBusschere on a bad pass intended for Elgin Baylor. Good defensive work by Baylor, pressuring DeBusschere as the ball comes out at midcourt to Garrett. Garrett looks around, can't find an open man, spots Baylor. 71-45. And Reed in position, bats it away, and it's taken by Bill Bradley. Barnett back to Bradley. Baylor now rebounding for the Lakers. Garrett has it. Erickson moving around under the basket. And off it comes to the Knickerbockers' Bradley. Frazier, number 10, on the far side to Barnett, his backcourt teammate. Lost. And the Los Angeles defense is pressuring now as it goes Garrett to West. West on Bradley. Good come from the other side bucket. Jerry West now with 17 points. It's 71-47, 9:15 to go in the third quarter. Frazier slows it down. Reed outside. DeBusschere. Erickson rebounding for Los Angeles. Loops one to Chamberlain. Chamberlain stops it. Now it's 71-49. 8:50 to go. Third quarter. The Lakers have scored 7 points thus far. The Knickerbockers 2. Make it 4. And by Frazier.
And once again, we saw that crushing pick by Willis Reed, freeing Walt Frazier from Jerry West so he could make that basket.
The basket counts. Jerry West, and he's fouled.
There you see
Barnett
West
foul.
drawing the foul. West faking the shot, and up he goes and in.
West now with 20 points for Los Angeles. There he is, guarding Frazier. That's quite a responsibility. Carry the offensive attack and still have to guard what tonight is the toughest shooter for New York. Andy Rudolph spotted a foul on West. And now West has 3. Man he's guarding. Frazier has 2. The other backcourt man from New York. Barnett has 3. Reed has 3. Garrett of Los Angeles with 3. Walt Frazier, 8 of 8 from the foul line. Elgin Baylor aiding and bringing it across the divisional line, guarded by Dave DeBusschere. Defense again is called for by the 19,500. Chamberlain batting it away. Erickson to Jerry West, and it's charging, called on West.
There you see Erickson with the ball. Over to West. You'll see Barnett establish position, and West dribble right into him. Charging foul on Jerry West.
And that's 4 fouls on Jerry West. Offensive foul. The ball is inbounded. Comes to Frazier. Chamberlain gets the defensive rebound. Quickly to Garrett. Chamberlain thus far has 15 rebounds. And it's stolen by Frazier. He is too much tonight. Jerry West now working on Dick Barnett. Comes into the corner to Baylor, into Chamberlain. Chamberlain trying to get in on Reed. Can't, loses the ball. DeBusschere picks it up, gives to Frazier. Walt Frazier, 30 points.
For anybody watching, this is a way to play defense. Look at the hands of Walt Frazier getting in there on Garrett, getting that ball. Very active hands, and Walt Frazier, one of the best.
And with timeout here in the third quarter at Madison Square Garden, New York leads Los Angeles by a score of 78 to 52.
You're watching the Lakers battle the Knicks on Classic Sports Network.
Enterprise? Hi, I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Us grown-up girls know exactly what we want. Of course, we're so much smarter. And much more mature.
Now your kids can enjoy great-tasting all-white meat chicken tenders shaped like their favorite Rugrats.
Freedom is the right to pursue my dreams.
Freedom is the right to speak my mind.
Freedom is my right to choose.
Freedom is my right to practice what I want to practice.
Freedom is to watch Glenn Rice rain bombs, regardless of the time zone.
Reggie Miller, Drain the J from downtown.
Whether he's home or away.
Freedom is to see Olajuwon own the paint.
1, 2, or 8 games a night.
Do not miss Vin Baker. Take it strong to the hole.
Is to watch someone put the ball in the basket to win the game.
Call now and let NBA League Pass give you the ultimate viewing freedom.
What would you give to be more confident? What would you give for the knowledge it takes to move with certainty through every business day?
Just $3.90 a week brings you the Wall Street Journal. Our personal finance guide and decision maker software is free with your paid 10-week subscription. Call now, 800-293-8400. That's 800-293-8400 for the Wall Street Journal.
The one thing that I am most proud of about myself is that I realize that it is far better to understand than to be understood.
But you had one job to do and one job only. I had several that I had to do. I had to score at times, to rebound, to play defense. And, you know, I did it the best I could. I think that most of my teams did the best they could. I think the Boston teams were just better, so therefore they won the big ones.
It was a classic way of playing the game in the UCLA style. Teamwork, quickness and speed, and unselfish play.
I love that pressure. I love it when it's right on you and you wake up in the morning and you know that you have to go out and get the job done. The real champions, they just can't wait to get up in the morning knowing that it's all on them.
It's a blowout at Madison Square Garden, shocking many who knew how great the Los Angeles Lakers were with all their talent, but the Knicks team was equally special, and on this night, certainly more so. With Walt Clyde Frazier, and you are on the floor with Elgin Baylor, who, as you tell the story, plays a pretty significant role in what you became as a player on the court, like the player we're seeing in this game, right?
Yeah, he changed my demeanor because as a rookie, I was like all over Elgin, man. I jumped on him. He just gave me a little shake and bake and right around me. I felt so foolish. So at that point, I never showed emotion on the court after that.
What did he say to you?
He didn't say anything. He just drove right around me for a hoop.
Now, in this particular point of the game, Clyde, it's a blowout. And I think if you watch this game, you know, the Lakers are sort of...
Well, see, you say that because now the game is over. We never thought... You know, in the NBA, there's no such thing as an insurmountable lead.
Right.
So we just figured that sooner or later the Lakers would go on a run and make a run for us. So we never thought the game was under
when
control.
you watch this game, you really don't get any inclination that the Lakers have the fight to come back. I mean, they certainly were a great team, filled with heart and character. But whatever happened in that first half to them at Madison Square Garden certainly gave them the look of a team that had no shot.
Right, but we were saying, watching the clock, just tick clock, keep running, don't stop the clock. So we never became overconfident. Only midway the fourth quarter did I feel that, hey, we have these guys, man. It's over. They can't catch us.
All right, well, this is definitely a Game 7. Still, even though the score is as it was, Clyde gives a hint of how they tenaciously approached the game. We're headed toward a post-game that is to be remembered as much as this Game 7, filled with quietude and Howard Cosell. Back to Madison Square Garden. Clyde's got 30. He's having a great game.
Here is Walt Frazier, who has scored 7 of the 9 Knickerbocker points here in the third quarter.
And as we look at Frazier, to this point in the game, he has 30 points, hitting on 11 of 15, 31 points, 8 of 8, now 9 of 9 from the line, 7 rebounds and 10 assists.
Now Jerry West, guarded by Barnett, number 12. Chamberlain along the lane. In the corner, it is Garrett, number 20. Baylor, the opposite side. Garrett's shot. Rebounded by Chamberlain. Chamberlain looks for an open man. Sees Erickson. Now Baylor. Baylor really bird-dogged by DeBusschere. Runs into a Chamberlain pick. Still no good. Chamberlain puts it in. Now it is 79 to 54. 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Frazier. West is guarding him. Around a Bradley pick. There's a switch as Baylor takes him. Barnett has it. And he travels with the ball. So it's a New York error. One of few here tonight. Only 9. So on the far side, it's going to be Garrett inbounding it. Los Angeles has 18 turnovers. Jerry West with 6:15 remaining in the third quarter. Into Chamberlain. Chamberlain dropping his back off was Bradley to help out defensively. And Chamberlain is fouled on the play. Shoving. Willis Reed now has 4 personal fouls.
Now Willis Reed with 4, Jerry West with 4 as we look at Wilt Chamberlain. In another battle late in the third quarter here, Dave DeBusschere has 12 points while holding Elgin Baylor to only 4. Another big factor in this game.
1 of 9 from the foul line. He has 15 points, 17 rebounds. And DeBusschere gets the ball, releases it quickly to Bradley. Bradley to Barnett, back to Bill. And Baylor does it again, getting the rebound. Off to Erickson. Chamberlain down in the lane, moves out of it now as West controls the ball. And from behind, Elgin Baylor fouls DeBusschere. Baylor's second foul. There's Barnett, who's ready to inbound the ball as we look at Willis Reed, who comes out of the lineup now. And Nate Bowman, number 17, will take his place as he did earlier. He's from Wichita State.
One danger with that, Red Holzman, as he did in the second quarter, that leg stiffened up a little bit. So perhaps Red wants to give him, as we look at Dave DeBusschere, hit that, but he has to be cautious of that leg not tightening up.
And, of course, one of the keys to the Knicks' success all year was their outside shooting ability, and you're seeing it again tonight. Double teaming on Erickson. Chamberlain gets away from Bowman. 81 to 56 with 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Frazier to Bowman on a high key. Barnett over Garrett. It comes off to Bowman. Bowman to Bradley. And the Rhodes Scholar from Crystal City, Missouri, loops one up and in. 83 to 56. It's Baylor on the far side. DeBusschere guarding him, then backing off to help defensively. Erickson to Garrett. Garrett hitting. He now has 6 points. Quickly, the Knicks are in their shooting zone. Frazier. Bowman. Despite the pressure of Baylor, Bowman gets his second field goal. 85-58. Biggest lead thus far was 29 points. Chamberlain. Erickson. 85-60. 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Third quarter. No basket. Frazier, working excessively hard tonight, was fouled by Keith Erickson, his second foul. So in the third quarter of this NBA championship game here at Madison Square Garden, the score, New York 85, Los Angeles 60.
Wilt's Lakers look to cap off one of the greatest seasons in NBA history, but Clyde's Knicks stand in their way in Game 5 of the 72 Finals. Watch the Knicks battle the Lakers Thursday at 8 Eastern, only on Classic Sports Network. Playing alongside Joe DiMaggio, Tommy Henrik wasn't the marquee superstar of the New York Yankees teams of the late 30s and 40s. But when clutch hitting was needed, Henrik would always deliver. A vital component on 4 World Series champion teams, Henrik's crowning moment was his late-inning game-winning home run in Game 1 of the 1947 World Series. Tommy Henrik, Classic Sports Network's Athlete of the Week.
Some days, it seems like nothing goes right.
Kelly is down.
And everyone's out to get you.
Now Favre running to the right. Favre is on the run.
There are monster hits and narrow escapes. But other times, there's always the glory.
The NFL Quarterback Club Collection, exclusively from Sports Illustrated, featuring the ultimate game ball. This one-time only, authentic, collectible NFL Quarterback Club football. And the special new video from SI and the NFL Quarterback Club, QBs Under Fire. Both free with your paid subscription to SI. Your NFL Quarterback Club collection starts with this collector's dream, an officially licensed, individually numbered NFL Quarterback Club football. It features the official replica autographs of 5 superstar quarterbacks: Troy Aikman, Dan Marino, John Elway, Jim Kelly, and Brett Favre.
You gotta love that.
Call now, and you'll also get the exclusive new video, Quarterbacks Under Fire. Go inside the huddle. Feel the intensity of the most pressure-packed position in sports. Find out how the game feels from the quarterback's point of view. Who they go to.
Touchdown 49ers, Jerry Rice.
And who they fear.
I think he takes great pleasure in hitting people. I'm afraid of him.
Call now. Get 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 55% off the cover price. Plus, get your exclusive NFL Quarterback Club collection absolutely free. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Don't pass up your chance to get the NFL Quarterback Club collection for yourself or a friend. The ultimate game ball, the exclusive, collectible NFL Quarterback Club football, and the great new video, QBs Under Fire. There are only 2 ways to get the NFL Quarterback Club collection.
You can take over an NFL team or subscribe to Sports Illustrated. And that's all.
Sports Illustrated. Get into it. You're watching the Lakers battle the Knicks on Classic Sports Network.
Leading scorers through the third quarter, Frazier with 32, Jerry West 20, Chamberlain 19, DeBusschere 18, and Bradley 15. Actually, in the third quarter, Los Angeles outscored New York 27-25 after being overshadowed greatly in the first period and second. So now we begin the fourth and final quarter, 94-69. Bowman on the right, Chamberlain tapping it over to Baylor. Baylor quickly to Jerry West. West to Baylor. Good. 94-71. Barnett to Frazier.
Now the Lakers, as they are doing, are going to have to put the press on and come out and get that ball. They need that ball.
As Frazier went up, he was greeted by Erickson, who now has 3 fouls.
Watch Erickson come from the other side of the court. Frazier around West. Now Erickson coming into your picture and getting Frazier. Wow. He made contact.
And Danny Whalen, the trainer for the New York Knickerbockers, and Coach Red Holtzman talking to Walt Frazier, who has 32 points, 12 assists, and is 10 for 10 from the foul line.
And that's a numbing spray you saw Danny Whalen apply to Walt Frazier's leg to initially numb it and not to cause any pain.
And you also saw the captain of the Lakers, Elgin Baylor, discussing things with Richie Powers and Mendy Rudolph. 2 shots in the act of shooting with 11:34 left in the game. Here in New York, thanks to the management of Madison Square Garden, the fans will see a videotape of this game at 11:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Blacked out right now while we're live in color everywhere else. Elgin Baylor working against Dave DeBusschere. Nate Bowman guarding Chamberlain. As they sag in on Chamberlain, the ball is knocked away. And oh, does that sag work. Lakers trying to press, finally across to Barnett. Barnett around West. 98-71.
And New York beautifully staggering their defense. They're pressing, they're sagging, they're changing their defense every time down the floor, and as West put that one in, it is affecting the Lakers.
Jerry West now with 22 points. 98-73. And the Knicks moving the ball around, very often consuming time as the shot comes off to Garrett, number 20. Richie Powers blowing his whistle and now explaining it to the official score here on the near side at Madison Square Garden. And Red Holtzman is off the bench. Apparently the 24-second clock is inoperative at the moment. And that has been corrected. So here we go, the Lakers with the ball, 98-73. Elgin Baylor, 98-75. Baylor now with 10 points. DeBusschere. 10 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game. Bradley. Barnett. Bowman trying to set up a screen. He does. Now Barnett has 2 quick off-balance shots for New York. 100-75. Elgin Baylor, the 12-year veteran. 23 points separating the Eastern Division champion Knicks and the team that won out in the West, the Lakers. Bowman beginning to set screens now outside for the Knickerbocker offense. And Erickson has the ball for Los Angeles. Baylor. Well, Elgin Baylor now starting to warm up. He has 14 points. So they're within 21 now. They once trailed by 29. Bowman. Very short. Baylor has it. Baylor to Erickson. Garrett goes into the near corner. Has the ball. Gives to Chamberlain. Chamberlain looks around to Erickson. And DeBusschere again. Rebound.
And you see Walt Frazier very wisely slowing the ball up, taking advantage of the lead they have, and eating up those valuable seconds. And by holding the ball, they're forcing the Lakers to become over-anxious and come out, as we saw right there, and get the easy shot.
Even though it didn't work, you saw the unselfish type offensive play of the Knickerbockers. Garrett's shot, no good. Loose ball foul. And it's called against Dick Barnett. Barnett has 4 personals now. Erickson is out of the lineup. And we see John Tresvant playing for Los Angeles now. Number 14, he has the ball. Into Chamberlain. Jerry West has it knocked away. And it's out of bounds. New York. And Dave Stallworth reports in now. And DeBusschere with 13 rebounds leaves the lineup. $18 points, Jack.
Red Holzman very wisely seeing Elgin Baylor get hot. A little change of pace on Baylor here in the last quarter. Dave Stallworth coming in for Dave DeBuscher.
Tresvant guarding Bradley. Time consumed now for the Knickerbockers as they weave the ball around. Bowman fouls Chamberlain going up for the rebound. It's a loose ball foul. Bowman's second personal. So if you just joined us, for the Lakers, 44 West, 13 is Chamberlain, 20 is Garrett, 14 Tresvant, 22 is Baylor. Number 12 in white is Dick Barnett of New York, 10 is Frazier, 24 Bradley, who guards Tresvant right now. And it's knocked away, and Barnett has it for the Knicks. 100-79. Frazier. Wow. What a championship night he's having. 36 points. Tresvant. Chamberlain tries to knock it in, and it's off the hands of Garrett. 7 minutes, 23 seconds left in the game. And the Knicks playing the deciding game at home, getting into the finals for the first time in 17 years. Barnett.
You notice that great ball control of Frazier. He's dribbling the ball, watching the clock, trying to eat up that clock.
18 points for Barnett. Chamberlain getting it for Los Angeles. Back to Baylor. And Baylor with 16 points. It's 104-81 with 6:40 to go. Bill Bradley gets possession of the ball and calls for a timeout. Timeout with New York leading Los Angeles 104-81 at Madison Square Garden in New York. We'll be back in just 1 minute.
You're watching the Lakers battle the Knicks on Classic Sports Network. This Classic Sport...
Elgin Baylor redefined the game of basketball by taking it to a level above the rim never seen before.
I had a great deal of respect and admiration. In fact, I patterned a lot of my game after Elgin Baylor. I thought Elgin Baylor was way ahead of his time.
Over his career, the 11-time All-Star brought a sense of flair to the game that electrified the audience. Baylor's groundbreaking style would lay the foundation for generations of Skywalkers to follow. And if it weren't for Elgin Baylor, there may not have been a Dr. J, and there may not have been an Air Jordan.
Everyone who looks at Michael Jordan must understand that he's the end of an evolutionary chain that began with Elgin Baylor, who invented modern basketball. He made the game diagonal. It had never been diagonal before Elgin. This fact of life that Elgin Baylor invented modern basketball is just not well known, and it's got to be well known. The man deserves credit for this.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
After the last game here at Madison Square Garden, the fifth, when the Knicks won as Reed was injured, Jerry West said as to their performance that night, they didn't even call timeout right. He may feel that way tonight. He may also feel that the Knickerbocker defense has just been awesome. DeBuscher is now in for Stallworth, and Barnett has come back to the Knicks lineup for Reardon. Tresvant, 2 points, both from the foul line. 108-91. So the lead has been cut to 17. And off it comes to Elgin Baylor.
And Red Holzman a little concerned, coming back with Dick Barnett and Dave DeBuscher. The Lakers cutting into that lead, now down to 17, as you said, Chris.
Now the chant for defense once more. As Baylor loops one up, Bowman is in position.
And as we look at Walt Frazier, you can't help but be impressed at the way he took over tonight. Offensively, and there he is pointing, positioning his players. He's led this Knicks ball club to a big win.
And Bowman hitting from the outside, 110-91 with 2:47 to go. Egan giving back to West. And West was fouled by Nate Bowman, who did not like the call. Bowman now with 4. 2 minutes, 36 seconds left in the game. And talk of frustration, the Madison Square management, especially President Ned Irish, have been frustrated for 24 years as the Knicks, one of the charter members of the National Basketball Association. And though they were in championship series twice, they failed to win. And this is their other opportunity, which came 17 years later. Jerry West in a penalty situation, 3 to make 2, as West has 25 points in this game. And Hap Hairston for Elgin Baylor. The applause for Baylor. Very thoughtful gesture by predominantly New York fans here in the Garden. Dave DeBusschere with the ball to Bowman, back to Dave. Now they move it around. Bradley to Frazier to Barnett. And it's knocked away to Jerry West. West, Tresvant, and Egan are all on the move. Egan to Hairston. Frazier, his third personal. And there he is, number 10. And going to the line will be Hap Hairston, number 52. He has 3 points. So it's 110-95. 15 points separating these two division champions. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. And Hairston fouled. That's his first. And Nate Bowman. There's Hairston along the lane. And Bowman is at the line.
I think a lot of people minimize the contribution of Nate Bowman. All year long, he has given Willis Reed the 2 or 3 minutes that you need to refresh yourself. And in this game, he has given Reed the rest and has not played that badly. He's been very good.
Hairston's shot is rebounded by Chamberlain. Saved. Then wasted by Egan. Picked off by the Knicks. Dave DeBusschere to Bradley. To Nate Bowman outside. Back to Bradley. To Barnett. And we have 1:42 to go with a 15-point lead, the Knickerbockers. No basket as Egan fouls on the play. Now they're beginning to shout, "We're number one" at the Garden in New York City. And they have been a group of number one fans for this team all year. They've filled the place 38 times. The team has drawn nearly 1 million people at home. That's Frazier off to Barnett. And the rebound comes off to Hairston. Hairston's lead pass to Egan. Astray. So we look at Coach Red Holtzman, former player with the Rochester Royals, a college basketball player and student of the great Matt Holman. That was the 24th Los Angeles turnover. Don't forget, ABC News live color coverage of the press conference by President Richard Nixon tonight at 10. DeBusschere. Shot is rebounded, and Hairston has an easy 2 points. 57 seconds to go, and now the fans start to sense victory as Bradley puts one up. DeBusschere gets the ball out to Barnett. Barnett, Bradley, DeBusschere, and as if to pour it on, they have been a superb team all year, and they're just moving it around. Frazier has it. DeBusschere to Frazier. Beautiful teamwork. Jerry West is fouled by Nate Bowman. And there are two Laker players who we know are frustrated. Elgin Baylor, who has tried 7 times, and this man, a superstar, Jerry West, 6 tries to no avail. So with 8 seconds to go, it's 113 to 98. And it's hats off to the New York Knickerbocker defense. And now 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We have a new NBA champion. Long years. And I know that Mr. Ned Irish, who started college doubleheaders to get the basketball interest going in New York in the mid-30s, then started the Knickerbockers, and he and Irving Mitchell-Fell, Alvin Cooperman, and all of them here, they must be delighted. We'll return for a complete wrap-up of this NBA championship game in just a moment.
You're watching the Lakers battle the Knicks on Classic Sports Network.
Enterprise? Hi, I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
We've asked the coaches of champions to taste the breakfast of champions.
Crispy for sure. Crunchy, crispy. I like them. I wish I had a bowl twice as big. These are so good.
The championship taste of Wheaties.
I'd buy them in the biggest box they sell them in.
You think it's important what you wear?
Yeah, you know, that's your style. The way you look is unique. The way you want to look, it's all in the gear.
It's comfortable. Look at this. This is street gear right here. This is how we play on my block. Represent the ladies.
You all know that ladies also play basketball.
You got a dribble. You got the crossovers, the shot, the rebound, even the dunk. You got to use ability. You got to use your skills. You got to fly, man.
NBA Authentic Gear, redesigned by Nike, Starter, and Champion.
The dream, man. You got to follow the dream.
Are you tired of the game yet? You know, the one where you comb your hair a little this way and a little that way, hoping no one will notice that you've lost some hair. Instead of fussing with it, your hair can look like this.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our latest free brochure with before and after photos of clients who've realized the benefits of our latest breakthrough, anonymous hair technology.
We call it anonymous hair because you can't tell. It's real hair added in with your own, so whether you're swimming or if someone's just running their fingers through it, it's just like your own hair. Why spend up to $50 grand for transplants or buy minoxidil for the rest of your life to get a little fuzz up there? The cost? It's free. Just prepay for any one-year club plan, and the hair is free.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for your free brochure, free hair, and if you call now for a limited time, you'll also get a free round-trip American Airlines ticket good for travel in the lower 48 United States or Canada. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
Classic Sports Network, where the legends play ball.
May 8th, 1970, the night the Knicks beat the Los Angeles Lakers at Madison Square Garden, the most important victory in the history of the franchise. Actually, though, New York didn't see it on television until May 9th because it was aired on a tape delay basis that night at midnight on ABC. So it was about roughly 2:30 in the morning when New York was treated to the champagne celebration, which featured the New York Knicks and was anchored by Howard Cosell. Here's how it looked that night from the Rangers dressing room.
So it took the New York Knickerbockers 1,858 games to win a championship in their 24-year history. The 4th time that they have gone to the final round, only to be thwarted by Rochester and the Minneapolis Lakers. So let's go to Howard Cosell and Walt Frazier.
Thank you very much, Chris. We're in a very quiet New York Ranger dressing room. We've not been granted access to the Knicks dressing room because of its smallness of size, and there's absolute bedlam in there, but we've got the man who did the job, or at least one of them, tonight, Walt Clyde Frazier. Clyde, the thing that struck us about tonight was you went back to scoring. That was part of Holzman's game plan.
That's true. With Willis Reed out of the game, I figured I had to contribute some offense.
Like L.A. was a different scene from Baltimore, whereas I had to guard Earl Monroe all the time. Against them, Dick Barnett took Jerry West, so I had a little more freedom to work on offense.
But it is true that before the final game of the Baltimore series, Red Holtzman called you in, told you to cut back on the shooting and to pass more and relieve yourself of the obligation of scoring, right?
That's true, but basically this is because he wanted me to pick Monroe up from, from inline to inline. So it was taking a lot out of me, and I didn't have too much to contribute to the offense.
36 points was some contribution. Walt, congratulations indeed. You and the Knicks are number one.
Right, of all the world.
Of all the world. Now let's go back to Chris Schenkel up in the booth.
And Walt Frazier with 19 assists and 7 rebounds, and what a night he has. So it's a $118,000 playoff series for the New York Knickerbockers, while the Los Angeles Lakers, in losing in this best of 7 in the very final game, will share $87,000. So once again, Howard Cosell with an interview.
The young man from Oxford was brilliant tonight, and it was almost like the perfect execution of a perfect game plan, Bill.
Sure was, Howard. It was a time like this, I feel very glad to be a part of all this. I think that tonight, as much as any other time, demonstrated how much of a unit we are and how much we mean to each other. And I know that the game of basketball is one of conflict, as any team sport is. And the thing that made this whole year so much fun, as well as winning the championship, is that the conflicts on this team were minimized to the level so that they were kept in perspective. And we all, when it came down to it, wanted to win and play together to win. And that's what we did tonight. That's what makes me so very happy, because that's the way basketball should be played. That's why I'm playing basketball. That's why I'm here talking to you now. It's just, there's so many individual things, and I think that one of the major things that you can talk about is Willis, the courage he demonstrated.
Dave, come on in here while I'm with Bill. Bill, I must say that's one of the finest expressions I've... Oh, here we go. It's a little bit, not quite like the New York Mets. Let's tell it like it. Let's tell it like it is. The New York Knicks are a happy group. Billy has just given us a superb exposition of what has made this team so great. This is Jimmy Wergeles, who is the PR man for the Knicks. Nate Bowman. A lot of people call him Nate the Snake. A lot of people have had a lot of fun with Nate throughout the year. But as you saw on Wednesday night past and again tonight, this young man made a major contribution when the victory was needed. Congratulations.
Thank you, Howard. We had to have it.
I always said you could outplay Chamberlain.
Thank you. I knew I could.
And I've got to turn to number 22. A lot of people feel that the now championship club was truly made when the Knicks acquired Dave DeBusschere. It's become a cliche almost. But, David, you were never greater than in the clutch tonight. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Hart. It's a long time coming. I feel very, very proud of being on this team. I don't think you can honestly pinpoint one particular man besides Willis, our vital point and our pivot man, that is more important to our club. I think we just play a good team game, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. And I think I'm just so happy, really, right now. I was speechless for a while.
I can understand it. Weren't you guys, though, knowing that Willis wouldn't be at full strength tonight, that he'd only have a percentage measure of his real efficiency? Weren't you guys a little uptight, didn't you? As Dick Barnett said, we knew we had to get off fast, but you must have been uptight.
Well, it was his presence that was the important thing, and he came onto the floor after we were out there about 15 minutes. When he came on, it gave us all about a 10-foot lift, I think, just to have him there, because he really did a great job, and I think he inspired Nate, too, to do a similar kind of job.
You're talking so well, Billy, and I think the standing ovation that Reed got when he came out today was something he'll remember all his life.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Well, one thing I have to say about the fans here in New York, Howard, they deserve the championship as much as we did, because they've meant so much to our club as far as the emotional side of it, and picking us up as far as our spirit and everything. We can never go down there and lay down on this crowd, because they just wouldn't let us if we tried. I don't think. They're really a part of us.
Once they gave you that same kind of ovation, remember, David?
I certainly do, and I feel I'm very proud of that fact. And,
now, of course, you and Bill are best friends. You always said Bill would never make it as a pro. Any statement now?
As a what?
As a pro.
Oh.
If he did, you've got a scoop.
No, Bill Phil's done just a great job for us all year, as everybody else has, and I'm sure that to put the credit on one particular person is very hard.
Well, that's true, but I must tell the viewers now that Willis Reed, and I'm sure both of you gentlemen are gratified by this, has been named the most valuable player of the championship NBA series. David, I'm sorry you didn't get it, but I think... Okay. Let's go back to Christopher Schenkel in the booth.
Well, you can see that Howard Cosell is truly loved wherever he goes. I'm not sure he likes champagne.
I'm not sure either. Chris, I think we should at this point mention something about the Los Angeles Lakers. Great player like Jerry West. They got to the finals. That is a tremendous accomplishment. They were beaten here this evening, but they're a great ball club. West, Baylor, Chamberlain, Erickson, the whole team has nothing to be ashamed about. They got to the finals of the World Championship. They did it with a great performance this year. They played only 12 regular season games with Wilt Chamberlain. So it's a great tribute to Joe Mulaney. It's a great tribute to Jack Ken Cook and that whole organization, and I think we should mention this at this point.
All right, let's go down once again to a rather wet with champagne Howard Cosell.
Thanks again, Chris. Here he is. He's the big man. Willis Reed, named the most valuable player in the just concluded NBA championship series with the Knicks now #1. Willis, congratulations to you, and I'm sure it comes from all of you, as I must talk to you first about the incredible ovation you got when you came out on the floor tonight.
I was very pleased with that. Everybody had been saying, you know, are you going to play, are you going to play? I felt like I was going to play. I didn't know how effective I was going to be. I just said, I hope I have a good ball game. I hope the team play well, and I hope we could win it. You know, I'll do everything I could because I didn't know whether we'll be back here again next year. We're here this year. Let's win it this year.
Let's win it this year. You said on the plane as we flew back after Wednesday night's debacle, from your point of view, it might not come your way again, remember?
That's correct. You never know. I mean, with the great teams, with Al Cindor and all other great ball players and teams in this league, we don't know what will happen next year. Why wait to say, we'll do it next year. Let's do it this year, and we've done it. And this is the greatest feeling I've had since I've been playing basketball.
Just joining us, the diminutive former basketball star himself, the coach of the Knickerbockers, Red Holzman. Red, how much did Willis figure in tonight's victory? He's been named the MVP. What did his mere presence mean, despite his being hobbled, in terms of stopping Wilt?
Well, I think just the fact that he was out there gave the club quite a lift, and the fact that he was lucky enough to make a couple of shots at the beginning.
Was that part of the game plan, by the way, to scare them with Willis shooting first?
No, but it gave us a big lift when he made his first few shots.
After that, you were very cautious with him.
Well, we weren't cautious. We just watching him, and he went about as far as he could go, and then if we needed him again, he would have been back in the ball game. But Nate Bowman did a fine job, and we didn't have to put him back in.
The people of this country face a certain puzzlement, Red. It's a question I asked Walter Kennedy at halftime. Why is it, how is it, that the Lakers could do what they did to the Knicks 2 nights ago, and you could turn around and utterly submerge them tonight?
Well, I think that old adage about every game being a new game is very important, and the fact that your home court is very important. Our fans are the greatest in the world, and I think they had as much to do with winning this game as we did.
Big man, you know what you mean to your teammates? You know what Bradley said about you?
No, he don't.
He said, just seeing you come out on the floor, put those guys together. And he spoke magnificently, he really did, about you men have coalesced, how you have. And truly, again, our congratulations. You've offered, I think, the best that the human spirit can offer. Congratulations to you, too. Now back to Chris in the booth.
Well, we saw the happy side of this basketball game anyway, Jack Twyman, and the backcourt of the Knickerbockers tonight with a total of 57 points. Barnett and a fellow named Frazier, and 36 for the Los Angeles backcourt, and there was a big difference.
Well, that's right. Walt Frazier just took over. 36 points by Walt Frazier, 19 assists, so he participated in those other points on the part of the backcourt, and he played a magnificent game, and as Howard said, they departed from their original playoff strategy where Walt would not look at the basket but keep the ball moving. Tonight, he looked at the basket. He said it very well. He felt he had to pick up the offensive slack. He sure did, and it provided the Knickerbockers with a win.
Once again, the final score, New York 113, the champions, the losers, the Los Angeles Lakers, 99.
We're joined one.
You know all those stories you hear about how good it was and how much fun we had and how young we all used to be, about how much it all mattered. and how much we all cared, and how no one has ever done it higher, or faster, or harder, or better. All those stories you hear, they're all true.
Hi, I'm John Havlicek. You're watching Classic Sports Network.
Well, that was a night that New York sports fans will never forget at Madison Square Garden as the Knicks finally won their very first NBA championship. And as one of the charter members of the NBA, Clyde, you had to be feeling at that point that you had done something significant for the franchise as well as yourselves, right?
Well, I always say that New York fans deserve a winner. They really supported us in dreadful times, so they were finally on top now. They had suffered for so many years.
Now, as you get asked about this game so often by the people of New York, basketball fans around the country, as you travel around doing the Knicks games on radio now, that's one thing. What I want to know is if this game comes to your mind when you're by yourself, do you generate memories of this game yourself?
Yeah, I think that was the pinnacle, like being voted to the 50 top players. This game was the pinnacle because it was the first championship. It was more symbolic and significant than the second championship. And the way it evolved. I always said it was a thing of destiny. The Lakers, I think, had the better team, but for this one particular game without Reed, the way everything evolved and the drama and the hoopla surrounding it, I know personally that I would not have had the type of game if Reed did not enter the way that he did. Because I didn't think we could beat the Lakers without Willis Reed.
You didn't think so?
No. So going onto the court, I wasn't very confident that we could take them.
Wow.
So only the events that evolved, Willis coming out, the crowd really getting into the game, that inspired me, and I played that way on the court.
Is there one look that you got from somebody, either on the Lakers or the Knicks? Is there one word? Is there one play? Is there one something that when you're sitting at home and you close your eyes and you think of that Game 7, that's what you think of?
No, I think of the camaraderie of the team,
so
the esprit de corps that we had. And, you know, I see Bill Bradley all exuberant like a high school kid. I see Dick Barnett just standing there being cool. I see Holtzman orchestrating, getting everybody going. I see Stallworth and all of these guys getting involved in the game. So it was uplifting for everyone.
Well, Clyde, with all this talk about 1970, the ring you wear as you sit here today is the one from 1973. Why not 70?
Well, because I alternate them. I mean, the 71 is more symbolic than this one, but I have to use both. They were both significant in my life.
Cool. Thanks, Clyde.
Thank you.
That's Walt Clyde Frazier, one of the best 50 players in the first 50 years in NBA history. I'm Al Trautwig, and you've been enjoying on Classic Sports, we hope, Game 7 of the 1970 NBA Finals, the night the Knicks finally won a world championship. As for Clyde, well, he's cool. He actually wrote the book on it. He did, really.
You're watching Classic Sports Network.